that are older that have very, very high voices, and if I didn't know them, I didn't want to err on the side of embarrassment, so I had tried to figure it out. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, but you're sounding tremendous. I've no idea which radio you're on, but all those years ago, not so many, but anyway, you convinced me to go down the Thetis route. Over.
Oh, okay. I'm not using my Anon right now. I'm not using Thetis, but yeah, you're sounding wonderful. You're 10 over 9, John. As usual, you always have a phenomenal signal. So we got a big signal. Fine on Thetis, and I just got the amp back 2 days ago. So I'm putting the amp through its paces, trying to get a little bit of heat. Oh, okay. It's at 50 degrees C. Let me just see if these fans are running. Stand by one, John. Yeah, it's great. This amp is so quiet. Actually, my exciter the fan in the exciter is a little bit stronger than the fans on the amplifier. So anyway, we're kind of happy about that. Yeah, I had to have the final LD Moss changed in here. It says the old one gave up the ghost. So anyway, we got it back. I'm putting it through its paces. Running a little bit over a kilowatt right now, John. But you're sounding good. No, I'm just running the 7300. I'm not running my Apache Labs again yet. I didn't put it all back there. I got to get it all wired back together again and start feeding this back to the amp. So, but I figure I'd just test it out with the 7300, which seems to be working well. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, you're sounding good. And by the way, I'm on the Hermes Lite. Over.
You're on the what?
I'm on the Hermes Lite, the little baby. Well, we won't call it a baby Apache, but we'll call it a baby radio. Over.
Yeah, I know the Hermes Lite. So then you're driving an amplifier, right?
Yeah, I'm on the ACOM 1200S. So I'm just looking 3 watts on the Hermes Lite and about 550 on the amp. Over.
Yeah, that's great. I'm running something very similar because I can't run big power into this amplifier. It won't take it. So I'm running less than 20 watts drive, probably running about 15 watts or so. And about 1,100 watts out, which is fine. That's where I want it. So I got the temp up now. It's 51 degrees. Yeah, you're sounding good on the Hermes Lite, and I'm glad you're running Thetis. So you're doing all the good stuff. Yeah, you do sound. Let's see. You do sound like a Cork guy. You've got that Southern Cork accent. What they call it, a Corkonian. Over.
Yeah, Roger, and that Cork accent, although I don't really have a heavy Cork accent, that Cork accent is very trebly. Over.
Yeah, well, my friend EI2HI, EI28. Do you know EI2HI? I'm sure you do. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, he was the one that introduced you to me or me to you on the radio maybe 5 years ago. Over.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's got the same thing. He has the same thing. And and I actually think, and now I love all the accents, but I think for some reason I really like the Corkonian accent there, or whatever you want to call it, from the south there. Kind of easiest to listen to. The dub, I'm not too much in favor of. The Galwegian, I don't know. I am a little bit partial to the north, however, in particular the Inishowen Peninsula up way up north from you, and of course Northern Ireland as well, which is kind of the same accent. Over.
Yeah, Roger. The Welsh, the male Welsh accent is lovely. Over.
Roger. Yeah, well, I've been to Wales before. Haven't spoken to a lot of guys from Wales, but I'm more attuned because Sally's father was from County Tyrone, just outside of Derry there, so I kind of know that in my ear. Yeah, I compare those guys up north and the Northern Republic guys are totally different than the rest of the Republic. Once you get down, I think past what's the name of the town there? Anywhere south of that, it's all a different accent. But certainly those guys up north speak entirely different. There's a lot of, I think, I've been doing a little bit of research on it. There's a lot of Scottish blending in the speech with the Irish and Scottish blending from the north. Over.
Yep, Roger. I haven't noticed that, but you being from the outside and looking in, you might see it better. But it's all changed like it has all over the world. So Ireland isn't like the Ireland I grew up in. But anyway, no problem. I've been here, Bob, for 30 years, and my village is Ham, like Ham Radio, and I have to say I'm very happy to live here. Over.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. I'm just put some notes on that because I didn't have how long you were there. So, are they Walloons or what is the in your QTH? Is that the French or the Dutch influence? Over.
Yeah, it's the Dutch influence, and the great or not so great thing is that they can all speak perfect English. Over.
I know. Every time I saw those guys from Belgium, they do. You're right. They are, and really good English. Over.
Yeah, in fact, they speak English better than the people who speak English as a native tongue. Over.
Oh my gosh! Don't say that too loud. But they do. I've got a lot of ON friends, and they just speak perfect English. So I don't know if it's genetic that they have an ear for it or whatever. So. Well, I guess you can get around within. I mean, is that true in the little towns as well? Because when I went to Italy, the bigger cities, you could get the proprietors of businesses would speak English just for business. But when I went to the small towns of where my family was from, very little English spoken there. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I work for a multinational, and I've been there for 28 years. There's some people there that I only speak English with, and there's some people there, although they can speak English, I've never spoken an English word to them. So I understand that. I do speak English to the people who speak English, but in a group setting, I will speak the language because it's their country, and I'm only a blow-in. Over.
And so is that Flemish? Over.
Yeah, Roger, Flemish, which is, as you know, just a softer version of Holland Dutch. Over.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I've been to Holland. I've been to your country there. I've been to Belgium. I've been to Holland. In fact, I stayed in Holland. My buddy lived there. He had us over there 2 or 3 years in a row there. I stayed with them, and really got to like Netherlands quite a bit. And I've just gone visits into Belgium. We took a hydrofoil out of Ostend up to Dover, and spent some time in the UK there, and then back again. And I drove back from Ostend back to the Netherlands. So, yeah. But any of my any incidents that I had over there, which were all positive, everything was great. Had a lot of fun. Now that's in the 80s and early 90s. Don't know how much that's changed now. So anyway, but it was always great. So anyway, John, yeah, I'm going to check the score of the game here. I kind of my home team is playing in baseball. They're in the playoffs. I want to check the score. I'm going to do that right now. If you don't mind, I'm going to say something. Thanks for jumping in. You've held up well with your great your great system there, and enjoy yourself. Always a pleasure to talk to you. I think we only started speaking back in, oh no, you had an old call. That's right, K8NY was your old call. So there you go. Anyway, under your new call, we've been speaking since 2019. I don't know, I'll have to look up the old call and see how many queues we've had. But anyway, great to hear you again, Mr. John. Have a good night. K8NY K8 New York, over.
Yeah, Roger. A little bit of QSB on that, so well-timed. Just one quick one before you go to watch the results. How is your wife at the moment, over?
Well, you know, she's betwixt between, as we say. The Lord keeps her. We're due for the dreaded scan next month, and then we go with the meeting with the oncologist. That takes place every 4 months, and the scan and the meeting, and we'll see what the results are. So, yeah, she still gets her infusions every 3 weeks, and she's, you know, she's not as strong as she used to be, but you know, she's got those good Irish genes, over.
Yeah, you can't beat the Irish genes. Okay, well, wish her well, and I'm wishing you well as well, and your extended family. And by the way, I'll be in contact with Hugh, and may I send best regards from you to Hugh, over.
Yeah, please send best regards to Hugh. Of course, he's a good friend. I kind of miss him. We don't bump into each other much. But I've just gotten back on the air with the amp, so I'll be on more frequently. You'll hear me more frequently. Both to Hugh and his ex-YL Elaine, and give him my love and regards. Over.
Yeah, I certainly will do that. Okay, Bob. Thank you very much for picking me up. Always a pleasure speaking with you. Local time, 20 minutes before midnight. So I'm going to go down and get a lemon drink just to nurse my my little cold. But I am still standing. A K8NY ON80I 73's from Belgium. Bob, over.
Yeah, I got to tell you one other thing. Talk about Corconi and stuff. Sally and I have fell in love with, and most of my family has fell in love with Barry's Irish Tea. They do sell it here, and it's really, as they say over there, it's really good stuff. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, well, I'll tell you just a very quick story. I was down 1984, August 84, and I arrived at Sydney Airport, and I had Barry's Tea, a big bag of Barry's Tea, and they were examining it closely, but they let me through with my 80 bags of Barry's Tea, over.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, well, that's what they sell it here, in 80-bag things here. So anyway, pretty interesting. Yeah, it's really good stuff. Now, it's really, you know, I'm particular on tea. I'm not a tea aficionado, but there's some teas I just can't drink, and Barry's and a few others that I really prefer. So this really good, as they say, it's really good stuff. All right, John, I'm glad you got too accustomed with that. That is kind of suspicious. ON80I, K8NY, ciao.
Yeah, ciao. Bye. Till the next time, Bob. Bye.
All the best.
Down 5, John.
Roger.
John, you can stay here. I'm going. You guys can stay here.
Are you? Thank you, Bob. Are you still there at the Down 5 station, over?
Yeah, it's Dave in Alicante there. I was just putting on a cuppa there, and I heard your melodious tones there, so I thought I'd give you a quick one there. I'm not going to stay and play there, John, and I think you said you had something to do. Yeah, Echo Alpha 5, Japan, Norway, Mexico. Dave in Santa Paula. How are you getting on, buddy?
Very good, and I'm just bringing the beam down to you. Okay, very good. Just go again, and well, I do know you by the voice. So just, Dave, just give me your call sign again, over.
Yeah, well, you probably knew the old abomination of my call sign there with the Echo Alpha 5 stroke, but yeah, as I'm sure you remember, John, we're licensed here in Spain since last year. Yeah, Echo Alpha 5, Juliet November Mike. Echo Alpha 5, Juliet November Mike. Dave in Santa Paula, over.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, I've got it. Very good, Dave, and we have spoken in the past, and I do see you on the little group. So Echo Alpha 5, Juliet November Mike, Oscar November 8, Echo India, brought the beam down towards Alicante, and you're a 5 and 9, Dave, over.
Yeah, you're heading into the strawberry patch there, John, so no problem. 5-9 plus about 5 yourself there. I'm actually getting you stronger, actually, on the NSAID half-life rather than the cobweb, which is a bit strange there. I suppose just the angle of radiation. Maybe we're just a bit close here. Normally the cobweb would beat pants down on 20 there, but probably more of a DX antenna. And I think I have the NSAID in a V configuration there. So anyway, go figure. But I was actually talking to James there today on 40 meters. We're too close to work 20. He's back in his summer residence there in Spain, over, or his winter residence, should say.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, and now I'm coming back on another antenna, and this is a quad. So it's a you know those boomless, or not boomless, but the tiny boom quad. So I'm coming back, not as high as the other one. It's 10 meters above the ground, over.
Okay, well, you're stronger. You're still about 5-9 plus 5 when I switched over to the cobweb. I have obviously the NSAID tuned up a bit. Although I think it's kind of resonant here. I don't want to really chance it. But anyway, look, that's me on the NSAID. You dropped down on the NSAID. You were down to about a 5 and 8. When you changed the other antenna, and then when I switched over to the cobweb, you shot back up to a 5 and 5, just a little bit over the 9. Hang on, just stand by there. I'm just going to switch over the cobweb, and hopefully I'll get away with the resonance. 1 sec there, John. Okay, that's me going back to you on the cobweb. That's back on the cobweb. How's that? Any better?
Oh, negative. No, stronger on the NFED, over.
Yeah, I would have thought so. I think it's just the angle of radiation there, right? Yeah. But funny enough, you were stronger on receive on the cobweb. So anyway, it's good to have options. Anyway, did I hear you say you were going off to do something, John? I just thought I'd pop in and give you a quick shout.
Oh no, I can hang around here. That's no problem. No, I was going to go down and get something that you can't buy here, and you know it and I know it. Lemsip, over.
Oh, dearie me. Well, you could always just squeeze a bit of lemon and horse 1,000 milligrams of some lemon into a cup of hot water and take 1,000 milligrams of paracetamol. Pretty much the same thing. But I heard that US station talking about Barry's tea. Well, luckily enough now in Spain you can still get PG Tips tea bags, which aren't half bad. They're not half bad, but my brother actually, for my birthday last year, he sent me a box of something ridiculous like 2,000 Lions tea bags, big massive box of Lions tea bags. It's taken me a year and a bit to get through them there, and that's double bagging sometimes there. But you miss the old Irish tea when you're away there. But the Barry's tea, that's some good stuff.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I'm just wondering how you drink your tea. I don't drink the Irish tea because I don't have access to it, but I drink tea from one of the discounters. Now, it's not Lidl, it's not Aldi, it's like a Belgian one, and they have, 100 or 200 in a box for like €2. Now, some people will say it's rubbish, but I put 2 bags in a glass mug with scalding hot water, and for me it's delicious. But I like my milk, not my milk. I like my tea without milk and with no sugar and very strong. Over.
Okay, you like that kind of Russian tea, kind of Turkish thing going on there. Yeah, it sounds like although the Turkish would be throwing a lot of sugar in it. No, to be honest with you, when I lived for 3 years in Germany when I was a kid, I tried drinking spurious black tea and never took to it. Like it was the one thing I was glad when I went home to get a decent cup of tea there. But PG Tips is not bad there. But there's English shops here. There's Iceland here. I think you can get all sorts of stuff. But I've never been down to it. PG Tips will do me when I run out there. But no, do you know what I like to make? I like making that Indian chai, John. I was out in India for a while. I got kind of hooked on it, but it doesn't taste right without the sugar, so I put a bit of sweetener in. I don't do sugar anymore, but yeah, some clove, some cardamom, and a bit of five spice. You boil the water in that, and the horse in your tea, and plenty of milk there. But you have to boil the whole affair over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, yeah, I'll stick to the honest tea because it's like food. I like honest food that I can see. But you're sounding great, and I wonder what sort of signal James was putting out on 40 meters, and I wonder how far are you from James? Over.
Oh, I'm only an hour and a bit away from James. So, geez, yeah, well, like, you know, here in 40, like, on Spain, yeah, I mean, you'd be 5'9" plus both ways, no problem whatsoever. Yeah, he was about 10 over with me, but he's like a local station. He's only down in Beira, which would be just inside Andalusia, so, you know, we've only one province between us, Murcia. And so, I suppose for me to get down to James, it'd be an hour and a bit. If I was watching the speed limit, let's say an hour and a half, possibly, about an hour and a half down the coast over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, you'll have to drop down and have breakfast with him and help him with his antenna. I wonder, has he got the SWR issues sorted out with the hex beam? Over.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. I think what was he running off today? Oh, I think. I was talking to, there was another guy there, Uwe, as well. I think he said he was using the cobweb, or no, that was Uwe was using the cobweb. Yeah, I think he was using an NFIT. I don't entirely remember now, to be honest with you. I should have paid more attention. Sorry, but yeah, no, I bought a second motorbike there, so I'm running in the engine there on it at the moment. So once I can get over the 1,000 and get the first oil change done, I said I'd take a spin down now while the weather's good. Maybe go down early in the day and have a bit of lunch and come back. Come back in the evening. It's not that far. But there's also a guy from the Windsurf Club, a Spanish guy, doctor. He's mad for just going on a bit of a tapas and a beer binge down into Andalusia with the bikes over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, well, hopefully not too much beer. Well, you know this anyway. It doesn't mix well. Yeah, I'm sure you'll get a great welcome from James. He's great fun. Over.
He is. He's a good laugh, James. Yeah, but yeah, well, he made the offer there. He said bring the toothbrush there, but yeah, and if we were on the bikes there, no, we wouldn't be drinking and driving. That's for sure. It'd be after you parked up for the night. But no, I'm on the dry there myself at the moment, giving the liver a break there from all the wine and tapas in the summer at the moment. James, John, back to you.
Yeah, Roger on that. Echo Alpha 5, Juliet November, Mike, Oscar November 8, Echo India for ID. But you're a tremendous signal. And are you running on the power of the radio? Over.
No, I have a little bit of help there. About 200 whiskies there. I'm 12 watts out from the ICOM 7300, and I'm just feeding that into a little HLA 300 black, which is an automated, allegedly 300 watts. I don't think I ever run it more than 200. I never run it at full tilt there. I thought I might have heard James in the background there. He's very close to me. Just see, was there someone calling in there, John, from EA5JNM? No, nothing heard. You didn't hear anything there, no?
Negative, no. I think there's a curfew in that house. Over.
Okay, yeah. Happy wife, happy life. Oh, yeah, well, sure. That's why my shack is actually directly at the other end of the house. This is only a little 80-meter, 3-bedroom apartment, but it's one of the typical long, skinny Spanish piso floors. So the shack, which is getting refurbed at the moment, I'm builders in here. The place is an absolute tip. She's legged it as usual. Once the building starts, she's gone. She's overseeing the grandkids at the moment, but I'm getting out of here in the morning because I've had 4 weeks of the builders now and they're really starting to melt my brain. This time we kind of split it up into two sections. Last time we knocked through a wall and did the kitchen and did all the electrics and the new plumbing. And this time we put in nice, really thick 10mm wood floors, and he smashed out the bathroom and put a new bathroom in. and he's reconditioning the doors because they're a bit of an odd size, John. And he's reconditioning the doors, and upstairs on the terrace flat roof, I have 2 sheds up there. That's a communal terrace with the other 3 apartments, but I have 2 good-sized sheds. So one of them, he's put a kitchen in there beside where I barbecue. So I have an upstairs kitchen, and there's even a bit of room there. He put sockets and stuff. You could run a bit of a summer shack up there as well. So, but it's dragging on a bit because one of his labourers there, he had a death in the family, so it's knocked him back a few weeks. And long story short, we're about 3 weeks behind him when he should have been out of here a few weeks ago. But I'd say by next week he should be finished. And also my wife keeps adding things onto the job, like suddenly, put a few more tiles on the roof there, and can we tile that shed as well? So we've probably added on another 30%. So it's a bit of him and it's a bit of us there. But long story short, I'm sitting on the breakfast bar here in the kitchen with a provisional shack on the breakfast bar in the kitchen, and in the back room, which is far enough not to annoy her, not to have a curfew, John. I'm going to put a big long bench. I'll have like a kind of 3-meter bench built into the wall. So that's the plan anyway. Back to you.
Yeah, Roger. Well, you sound like you're in for the long haul. Over.
Oh yeah. They'll bury me here, John.
Yeah, so you're not like myself. You're not going back to Echo India. Over.
No, to be honest with you, the youngest is 27 now, and there's no place like home. But to be honest with you, really, what I remember of home only kind of exists in my memory now. The longer I spend away from Ireland, the less it is the Ireland I know. And I won't go down that road, but I'm sure you have an idea what I'm talking about there. But it seems to be becoming more of a shell of itself now between many different factors. But I'm quite happy here where I am, and I speak the language well here, so, and there's a very good community here where I live. It wouldn't be an expat community here, but I feel very at home here. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I have the exact same feeling here. Now we don't have the lovely weather that you have, but we're all set up, and we won't be heading back to Echo India. But anyway, happy memories, and I understand what you're saying. Now, the HLA 300, did you get that in a fella called Marco from some small shop in Italy? Over.
No, I bit the bullet and I got this off Wemo. I got it off Wemo. I have an account with Wemo there, so I sucked up the outrageous shipping costs, and they actually shipped it fairly quickly though. But I got it from Wemo, but I was a bit peed off now because it was only a few weeks later. A friend of mine, EA5JNM, Mark, who's not a million miles from here, he has he has one of the SDR radios there. I forget, the name slips me there, but it's a 5 or a 10 watter. It's one of the inexpensive ones there, but basically he uses that into and then he bought the I think it was the HLA 300 Plus or something. I think it was a 500 watt version there, but that came out. I found out that was only €100 or something dearer there, but obviously I found out a week too late. But no, to be honest with you, I'm very happy with this. With the antennas, the way the takeoff and everything, they're up on a 3rd story in the clear, on top of a hill, looking down onto the Mediterranean. So probably maybe a good 80 meters above sea level. So the takeoff is fantastic. So. And I'm surrounded by salt water. I have the saltwater lagoons at the back full of pink flamingos, and then the med on both sides, the way Santa Paula is shaped. So, no, if I can hear them, I can work them, John. So, even though there's a lad there and he did a massive pile up on 17 there. I'm sure you know Chris there, DK2 Sugar Radio there. He was on, and I got him second time. Over.
Yeah, nice fella there. Down in VK, yeah, Chris. Yeah, no, I out of curiosity, I have the Plus. I'm not using it now, but that low power radio, was it the Hermes Light? Over.
Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to think of, the Hermes Light. And what Mark actually does now is he feeds the Hermes light into the HLA, and then the HLA, and then on into a big bad boy. I think 1 kilowatt amplifier. So the Hermes light is pumping out a kilowatt there. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I'm on the Hermes light now. Over.
Yeah, this is a fantastic audio off it there. Absolutely fantastic. What does that put out? Is it 5 watts or is it 10 watts?
Yeah, 5. Normally around 5. At the moment now, looking at the power meter, I'm about 3 watts, and it's 550 to you. Over.
Okay, so 3 watts, and so are you doing like Mark? Are you feeding it into the HLA and then onto something else?
No, I went down that road initially, but I bit the bullet and I picked up a ACOM 1200S. So that's 5 watts and 1 kW. Over.
That would really interest me. So basically, you can feed the Hermes light into that amplifier, and with 5 watts or even 3, and get obviously a bit less. But you're saying with the Hermes light, you can go straight into that amp and be getting a kilowatt out the other side. Is that correct, John? From EA5JNM.
Yeah, Roger. That's exactly what I'm doing now. Over.
Wow, that's very, very interesting there. And how much is that amplifier, John?
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, well, they're up anyway, 3.5. Over.
Oh, okay. Well, I suppose if she leaves me a bit of money left after the big building session here, that might be one I might slip that in there with the rest of the building expenses. I'm thinking about getting a bad boy amplifier there, but unfortunately, like I'd probably have to up my power supply or my power from the power company. You know, you only get a kind of barely 4 kilowatt standard supply in Spanish houses, and otherwise you have to go back to your, I suppose back in the day, people were just running, they wouldn't have had a big use for heaters here except for, and they would have used probably gas heaters. This house was built in the 60s originally, so. Yeah, I suppose they'd use a bit of gas heating in there for the little cool months. I wouldn't really call them cold months. And I suppose people only had a hairdryer, a TV, and a fridge back then. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, when this house is from 55, and when I picked it up, it was like 30 years ago. There was only 1 socket per room. Over.
QSL, yeah. Well, that was the main thing I did when I revamped the Fubus box here. There was one side of the house had no sockets, more or less, and when I went in to do everything, would you believe everything was on 1 circuit? It was mental, pure madness. On 1 circuit, like the whole house, like crazy. But no, I can manage to run two AC units here and just about boil the kettle now. Just about boil a kettle there. So I was kind of thinking I'd be pushing my luck if I had a big bad boy amplifier there. But then again, if I'm using it at night, I suppose it wouldn't really matter. You'd probably still get away with running 1 AC unit there. Over.
Yeah, but if you go down the solid state road, which I recommend. Because you can jump all around, you can band hop, and there's no tuning. So anyway, the solid state road, and you are on solid state already. There's not a big draw out of them. Over.
Okay, what's the model you have again there, John?
Yeah, it's the ACOM 1200S, but you have to have it modified. Over.
Okay, so you have to have it modified that will take the 5 watts and do what it's doing there. Okay, and is there anything like so is that a 1.2 kilowatt amp?
Yeah, well, it must be 1200, something like that. But I just I'm always 450. That's 450, 550, and the place to get it, and he how can I say it? Although it comes from the UK, he doesn't charge you the VAT. So when it comes to you in Spain, you pay the VAT. So, it's a good shop. He knows his business. If something goes wrong, till now, nothing has gone wrong. He's very quick turnaround. Or else, I'm sure there's some geniuses in your locality as well. But it's called the DX Shop. Over.
Okay, yeah, no, there's a lot of, in my 2-meter group now, the expats there that'll be in the 2-meter group, there'll be a lot of knowledge there, a lot of knowledge going on there, so, yeah, a lot of guys, they'd be good at tinkering with stuff there, and, I don't know, did you, when you were back in Echo India Land, did you, I'm sure you know Andy, Echo Alpha 5, oh, God, JGM, is it? Is it JGM? Oh, it's, Andy there, who's not a million miles from me here. Is it Juliet November Golf or Juliet Golf November? Andy would be very hands-on with that sort of stuff.
Yeah, Andy, I know Andy. I won't say I know him well, but I do know him. In fact, he bought a step IR from a pal of mine, and I arranged for it. Well, I was the middleman, as it were, to get it to him. Over.
Okay, yeah, Andy has some shack there. I spent a Christmas a few years ago up in Andy's house. His shack is very, very impressive. And it's well, you can see the man spent a long time in professional broadcast engineer there for radio stations there. But yeah, his shack reflects that totally. But to be honest with you, I play it by ear for the moment. You know, I suppose we're in the solar maximum at the moment still, John. So maybe I might change my tune in about 3 or 4 years when you know when the sorting the men from the boys there. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, you're in a great location, and you get out well. So Echo Alpha 5, Juliet November, Mike, Oscar November 8, Echo India for ID. And there's Paul, EA5JZ, and he's always talking about the voltage dropping. Now, he's kind of up the hills, but do you ever see the voltage dropping with you, over?
Well, you know, I haven't noticed it because I probably don't run enough power. But Paul would be a fairly big station. Yeah, Scottish Paul. I think you're talking about he's up the coast in Valencia there. But yeah, you know, I probably, you know, as I said, I'm only using the little solid state there, and you know, the power supply that's in front of me there, like I can see, it's you know, it's basically just a 50 amp one there, but I can always see like the needle for the voltage like on it there. But as regards I don't know if that would reflect the AC dropping out there, but I have heard people talk about it though, John. Over.
Yeah. Could, out of curiosity, you could stick a multimeter into the socket and see what was happening. Yeah, not here, but a pal of mine locally, he had it because a lot of people had moved over to the solar panels, and the system wasn't keeping up with all the solar panels sending the power back. But in the end, he used to go, I won't say crazy, but he was irritated watching the voltage going up and down. But eventually they fixed it. Over.
Yeah, QSL. Well, you know, let's just say when I went to redo my electrics here, we found out I had no earth in my house. There was no earth in the house.
Yep, Roger. Well, there is now. Over.
QSL, there sure is, yeah. But another thing, like, you know, these boys that built this house in the 60s, boys, they must have had a really good lunch break, because I tell you, there's not one corner in the whole house, mate. My house is like something Salvador Dali, or no, not Salvador Dali, who's the guy who made the Sagrada de Familia? In Barcelona, there's not one corner in the whole house, mate. It's all higgledy-piggledy there. So I think there must have been a 2-bottle-a-day job there for lunchtime. Over.
Yeah, well, the house that I'm living in was built by well, they're well gone now, but it was like the parents of people that lived across the road that used to live here. The daughter used to live here many years ago. And you could see that it was, it's still standing, but and we did do a lot of work to it and got an extension and the whole lot. But some of the floors we had to compensate. Over.
Yeah, QSL. Yeah, these old buildings there, they're challenging there. Well, I think that's how my builder's taking a bit longer. Pete, who's my builder, he's a very good qualified chippy roamer and electrician all into one. He's not a cowboy. He has proper qualifications and all, and he's actually got an engineering qualification. But he's meticulous, so he rather than rush the job, he's been dealing with uneven floors and, corners that aren't corners and all that. Gaudi, that's who I was thinking. Gaudi. This is like a house that Gaudi built or designed. Anyway, I put a lot of plasterboard in, John, and I've squared off the roofs with false ceilings, or escayola as they call it here in Spain there. So, I've made a lot of the crooked stuff straight again and lowered stuff a little bit there and kind of modernized it. But we've still a way to go there. But hopefully in a week and a half, the boys will be finished and I'll get my house back there. But that's the crack this side. Anyway, I'm going to toddle on. It's getting on here. Are you staying and playing for the night?
No, I'm going to go down for that Lemsip, and then I think I'll more or less knock it on the head. I did well today. I had a good run, but it was Sunday, so I wasn't going to be doing too much. Yeah, and the voice is beginning to wane, so it needs to get a rest. But call me again. I was really happy to hear you, and we've had a good run. Now there is another guy down in VK. Well, there's a few of them, and I'll send you a message if I'm speaking to him, and if you're kicking around, hopefully you'll get in, and we can have a chat. But there's a few guys from Dublin down in Sydney, so maybe you might be interested in that. I I don't know what your schedule is. Over.
I have a bit of time. I took a little bit of time off there. I have a couple of weeks now in between going back to work there with the building going on and that. But Oscar November 8, Echo India, Echo Alpha 5, Japan, Norway, Mexico for ID there. But no, John, yeah, I'd be delighted. Yeah, I love all the Irish nets there, and especially love working VK and ZL while you can. That's why I said I'm blown away since I put the cobweb up there. It's up on a 20-foot pole, and it's so well in the clear. Like even when I'm standing on top of the attic roof where the pole starts, I can see all around me in every direction, looking out as far as Torrevieja and right across the sea. So it's got a fantastic takeoff. I had one at home in Ireland before, but it was just kind of mounted on the side of the house and never really gave it much of a chance. But this one has blown me away. It's something I bought off the boys there in Poland, the ready-made one, which kind of pops out like an umbrella. And you just have to fine-tune the elements a little bit there. But boy, does it do really well. And I've been getting reports of like 5.9 plus 20 and all the rest into ZL and VK there. I know we're in the solar maximum, but even still there for that antenna and 200 watts, it's just blown me away. But like you said, good location. Over.
Yeah, Roger on that. And there's a guy in ZL called Jason, originally from the UK, and he's always talking about putting up a beam, but till now he has a cobweb and gets out very well. And of course, you have that company in Spain, Big Signal, and seemingly they're a good company for quads. So I don't know if you ever thought of that or some sort of a Yagi. You will see a big difference with the front to back. Over.
Yeah, QSL. Well, I had a Yagi at once upon a time there, much to the annoyance of my neighbours back home in Echo India there. I'm kind of keeping a low. I'm getting away with murder here with what I have up there at the moment. Consider there's another 3 apartments here, but I don't know if you understand how it works in Spain. Like basically, each building has a kind of autonomous thing going on with the Ayuntamiento, with the council. So I'm the president in this building only because no one else wanted to do it, and I kind of took the job. So I've just been replacing windows and doors in common areas, like in hallways, and changed the front door. And I've probably another $7 or $8 grand to get out of the other flat set to bring things back up to their former glory. But I took the job, one, to improve the quality of the common areas, but 2, not to have someone else tell me where and when I can put my antennas. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, you don't want that HOA, where you can't even choose the color of your door. So good on you on that one. Yeah, well, we have a place down in Morocco, so I plan to put a station there. Over.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be well interesting. Yeah, I think there's someone calling us now. This is Echo Alpha 5 Japan over Mexico in company with Oscar November 8 Echo India. Was there a station calling in there? Echo India 4, Charlie November 5-9 here in Alicante. Name is Dave, Delta Alpha Victor Echo. And you have John there in Belgium, Oscar November 8 Echo India. Echo India 4, Charlie November, go ahead. Oh, that's a nice part of the world, Mike. I was just warming up the log there. I didn't log John's call there. I'm not sure if we worked before. I wouldn't have been a million miles away from you before, Mike. My Echo India call is still Echo India 3 Hotel Tango Bravo. So I would have been in Southfield there and very close to the Kilkenny border. But the call again this side is Echo Alpha 5 Japan, Norway, Mexico. Echo Alpha 5 Juliet November, Mike. Back to you, Mike. Yeah, I'll just give him a shout. John, can you copy Mike there, Echo India 4 Charlie November? He's calling you.
Yeah, I know Mike is there, but it's I've no idea what he's saying. But Mike is a good pal of mine, and well, I think he hears me. So, Mike, good evening, good morning, nice to hear you. But for the moment, I have no idea what you're saying. EI4CN ON80I, Mike, over.
Yeah, Echo India 4 Charlie November. Just correction on the call sign, Michael. Echo Alpha 5 Japan, Norway, Mexico. Echo Alpha 5 Juliet November, Mike. That's the call, my friend. And our last contact, Michael, would have been on 80 meters on the 18th of December 2023. That's what I have logged. I don't know if you were maybe you were in the Shannon Basin net or something like that. I've only got the end fed halfway for 40 here and a cobweb at the moment. So, but I cover all the bands. I used to have a 110 microhenry inductor tacked onto the end fed halfway, so I was getting out on 80 with 20 meters of wire, but a bit of a gust of wind there took unraveled a bit of it there, so I have to repair that now but I don't have 80 anymore. But sorry, John, Michael was saying there, it's a shame you can't hear him there, but he passes his regards anyway. But I'll put it back around there. I was just about to sign anyway, Mike, so don't worry. There's two Paddies talking, another one wouldn't be any harm there. Three Echo Indias having a chat there. You're more than welcome anytime, Mike, to give me a call if you hear me on any of the bands again. And lovely to get you in on a new band there. So I have a cobweb up there as well. So we have another 4 or 5 bands we can work there. Maybe we'll try and get all of them there. But I'll pass it around to John. I'll say best 7-3 to both of you there. and I might just give a final then when John ties a ribbon in it there, or after your final there, Michael. So back around to you there. Oscar November 8, Echo India, Echo Alpha 5, Japan, Norway, Mexico in the group.
Yeah, Roger on that, Dave. By the way, Dave, EI6 Lima Fox, EI6 Lazy Fox sends special regards to you, over.
Okay, yeah, oh, thanks. Wait, was that a text? Was that a text there? Is he sitting there wigging? Does he want to call in?
Negative, no. He's about to lie down on his bed and he's listening in Carlo, over.
Yes, he would have been very close to me. EI6 Lazy Fox there would have been very, very close to me. Not a million miles away there, but is that a new call? EI6 Lazy Fox? Would he have been something else recently? Has he just gone over to the two-letter call? Is that Shawnee we're talking about?
No, that's Brian, over.
Brian, yeah, Brian must have just done the new pulse, and he's not coming up on QRZ there, but yeah, fair play to him. Fair play, Brian, if you're listening. Congrats there on the shorter call time. Back to you, John.
Yeah, just try him again on QRZ. Maybe you have an old edition HI, but EI6 Lima Fox, over.
Okay, yeah, no, I was putting it into the login program. You know, sometimes that doesn't work as well as it does there, but as it's supposed to. Do you know what? I'm cheap, John. I could be maybe even my internet's just not working. Could be something as that. Sometimes the internet drops in and out there, but yeah. Best regards to you, Brian there, and Lazy Fox. Yes, good call sign. Back to you, John.
Yeah, Roger, and I've just turned on Ireland Northwest, so I'm just going to see if I can hear. Okay, and I just have to get it all sorted out. Yeah, because I do that when I call in on the Shannon Basin, Dave. Some of the stations I don't hear, but I listen on one of the Irish SDRs, and then I can speak with them. So I'm just going quickly up to the frequency we are on, and the way I do it the same way Mike does it. So you listen, and then you. Can I hear myself? Yeah. Okay. I have to change to USB and 210. So one moment, Dave, and okay. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can hear myself, I believe. But anyway, so I'll just say a quick hello to Mike, EI4CN ON80I, Mike, over.
He was putting it back to you there. You still listening on the SDR, John?
Yeah, I went to Ireland Northwest and I wasn't able to hear him, so I'm listening now.
Yeah, I don't know where John's gone. Maybe he just dropped out for a second there. Yeah, but Echo India 4 Charlie November there, Mike. What particle Kenny are you in again? Hopefully I'm not doubling with John now. QSL. I would have known that part of the world there when I did. I would have been doing a fair bit of driving around that part of the world. So, I know where you are now. But I see. I'm sorry. Just if you're listening there, Brian. Sorry, I put the call sign in wrong. I see you there now. So congrats there on the shorter call sign there. Actually, I think you got that last year. Just a bit slow. But anyway, yeah. I actually, the funny thing is here in Spain, Mike, after 5 years you can shorten the call sign, but you don't have to do any more steps, over. Yeah, so basically, and they give you a different call sign altogether. So, so I have this call sign now a year and a half or something. So, yeah, suppose in theory, like in another 3.5 years, yeah, I can apply. Yeah, and I think you just have to prove that you've been active there. So. I'm in the local radio club there in Alicante, there, the Spanish club there, so I do the odd bits and bobs with them there, so I suppose that'll be proof enough there. But what's the WX like at home? I'm sitting here, and the house is a bit of a tip there because the builders are remodeling here. So I'm actually sitting on the breakfast bar here in the kitchen with a provisional station, and a bit of current going through the kitchen there at the moment, Mike. But, warm here, has the weather changed at home there already?
muy temprano yendo al trabajo, para que te des una idea. El COVID, pues, no hay dudas. Abrazo muy grande y nos escuchamos. Si me vuelves a escuchar, llámame, con gusto la seguimos con mucha